What if everything you've been told about living longer is wrong? We're so used to seeing images of grueling workouts and super strict diets, and we're sold this idea that longevity is a prize you can only win through extreme effort. But what if the real key to a long, vibrant life isn't about what you give up, but about the small, almost effortless things you add to your day? Forget the punishing gym sessions. Forget the joyless meals. The science is becoming crystal clear. The secret to adding not just years to your life, but life to your years, is hiding in plain sight. It's in the tiny, consistent habits that stack up day after day, building a powerful defense against the effects of time. What if I told you that you could seriously lower your risk of an early death by doing something for just 10 minutes a day? It sounds way too good to be true, but the evidence is undeniable. Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Dr. Long, a doctor with decades of experience helping seniors live healthier, happier, and more independent lives. My passion is sharing elderly wisdom and advice for the elderly to make your golden years strong and vibrant. Habit number 1, the power of the pause, breaking the chains of sedentary behavior. The first habit isn't about adding something. It's about interrupting something. It's about breaking up with your chair. In our modern world, sitting for hours on end has become the default for working, socializing, and relaxing. We think of it as harmless rest, but a mountain of evidence shows it's one of the most silent threats to our longevity. Think of it this way. Our bodies were designed to move. When we sit for too long, it's like putting our entire system on standby. Our circulation slows down, our big muscle groups go dormant, and our body gets worse at processing sugars. This isn't just some vague health warning. The consequences are real. Researchers have linked sitting for long stretches directly to a higher risk of chronic diseases like heart disease and diabetes, which are major roadblocks to a long and healthy life. So what's the tiny habit? Just stand up. Stand up and move for a few minutes, every 30 to 60 minutes. That's it. This isn't a workout. It's about hitting the reset button on your body. When you stand, you re-engage the largest muscles in your body, your legs and glutes. This simple act jumpstarts your circulation, helps manage your blood sugar, and tells your whole system that it's time to be active and alert. How do you build this into your life without it feeling like another chore? It's easier than you think. If you watch TV, make a rule to stand up and walk around the room during every commercial break. Reading a book? Use the bookmark not just to mark your page, but to mark your next break. Set it 20 pages ahead, and when you get there, you get up. You can set a simple timer on your phone or kitchen stove. When it dings, don't ignore it. Stand up, stretch, walk to the kitchen for a glass of water, or step outside for a breath of fresh air. The goal is to make these interruptions as automatic as putting on your seatbelt. Imagine the cumulative effect. If you're awake for 16 hours and you stand for just 2 minutes every hour, you've added over 30 minutes of light activity to your day without ever exercising. This isn't just wishful thinking. Research has shown that replacing even an hour of sitting with light activity can significantly slash your risk for all-cause mortality. This single, tiny habit of pausing your sitting can fundamentally change your health, protecting you from disease and keeping your body running the way it was meant to. Habit number 2, the 10-minute lifeline, embracing gentle daily movement. Now that we're breaking up our sitting time, let's talk about adding a tiny, dedicated moment of movement. If the idea of meeting the official exercise guidelines, 150 minutes of moderate activity a week, feels totally overwhelming, you are not alone. For many, that number seems like a mountain, so we end up doing nothing at all. But what if we could get incredible benefits from just a fraction of that? This brings us to our second habit, a brisk 10-minute walk every single day. This isn't a lazy stroll, but a walk with purpose. The kind of pace where you can still talk, but you probably couldn't sing a song. 10 minutes. That's it. It's the time it takes to brew a pot of coffee. It's shorter than most news segments. Yet, the power packed into those 600 seconds is just astonishing. Why is this 10-minute lifeline so effective? Because it delivers a concentrated dose of the best medicine there is, movement. Research from Public Health England revealed that just one 10-minute brisk walk a day can lower the risk of early death by as much as 15%. Let that sink in. A simple, free activity that most of us can do has the power to add years to our lives. The benefits go way beyond longevity. This daily habit strengthens your heart and improves circulation, which can help lower blood pressure. It boosts your mood by releasing endorphins, those natural feel-good chemicals that fight stress and anxiety. For our brains, movement increases blood flow, which supports cognitive function and helps keep our mind sharp. This simple walk can even improve your balance and coordination, making falls less likely and giving you more confidence and independence. So how we make this habit stick? The key is to habit stack. Link your 10-minute walk to something you already do every day. Maybe it's the first thing you do after your morning coffee. Or maybe it's your way to decompress right after lunch. You could even make it a post-dinner ritual. By attaching this new habit to an existing one, it just becomes an automatic part of your day. And don't worry about the weather. If it's raining, walk up and down your stairs. Walk in place while you watch TV or visit a local mall. Where you do it doesn't matter nearly as much as just doing it. Forget the all-or-nothing mindset. This isn't about training for a marathon. It's about sending a daily signal to your body that you are alive, you are strong, and you are capable. This 10-minute walk is more than just exercise. It's a daily investment in your future. Habit number 3, the sunset ritual, mastering the art of consistent sleep. For decades, we've been told that the magic number for sleep is 8 hours. But what if the when is even more important than the how long? Our third tiny habit shifts the focus from how long you sleep to how regular you are with your sleep. It's about creating a consistent sleep-wake cycle, a sunset ritual that anchors your body's internal clock. Our bodies run on a pretty amazing 24-hour cycle called the circadian rhythm. This internal clock governs everything from our hormones and metabolism to when we feel sleepy and when we feel awake. When this clock is stable, our body just works better. When it's all over the place, with late nights followed by early mornings or a different schedule on the weekends, it creates a kind of internal chaos. This is where the tiny habit comes in. Go to bed and wake up at roughly the same time every single day. Yes, even on weekends. This might be the most powerful, yet overlooked, key to a long life. One major study made a startling discovery. Sleep regularity was a stronger predictor of mortality risk than how long people slept. In fact, people with the most regular sleep patterns had a staggering 20% to 48% lower risk of death from any cause compared to those with the most erratic sleep. Why is consistency so critical? A stable sleep schedule keeps your circadian rhythm in check, which leads to a whole cascade of benefits. It helps regulate hormones like cortisol, reducing the chronic stress and inflammation that can speed up aging. It helps you get deeper, more restorative sleep, which is absolutely essential for repairing your cells, keeping your immune system strong, and locking in memories. It's no surprise that nearly half of all adults over 65 say they have trouble sleeping. Creating your sunset ritual doesn't have to be complicated. It's about having a simple, repeatable routine that tells your brain and body it's time to wind down. Start an hour before your chosen bedtime. Dim the lights. Turn off the bright screens on your phone, tablet, and TV, because the blue light they give off can mess with your body's production of melatonin, the sleep hormone. Instead, listen to some calming music, read a real book, take a warm bath, or do some gentle stretching. The actual activity is less important than the consistency of the ritual. The same idea applies to your morning. Waking up at the same time, even if you had a rough night, helps to lock in that rhythm. As soon as you're up, get some bright, natural light if you can. This helps shut off melatonin and tells your body the day has officially begun. It might take a few weeks for your body to adjust, but the payoff is huge. You'll find it easier to fall asleep, you'll wake up feeling more refreshed, and you'll be using one of the most powerful and free longevity tools there is. Habit number 4, the color code, adding life to your plate, not just food. Our relationship with food can feel so complicated, often defined by a long list of things we shouldn't do. Don't eat this, avoid that. Honestly, it can be draining and hard to stick with. Our fourth habit flips that idea on its head. It's not about restriction, it's about addition. The habit is simple. Add a wide variety of colorful plants to your meals every single day. This is often called a Mediterranean-style way of eating, and it is consistently linked to longer, healthier lives. Think of your plate as a canvas. Your goal is to paint it with as many natural colors as you can. The deep reds of tomatoes and peppers, the vibrant orange of carrots and sweet potatoes, the bright green of spinach and broccoli, the rich purple of eggplant and berries. Each of those colors represents a unique set of nutrients and antioxidants that work together to protect your body on a cellular level. Why is this so powerful? Diets loaded with fruits, vegetables, and whole grains are proven to reduce the kind of chronic inflammation that's at the root of many age-related diseases, including heart disease and cancer. One Swedish study found that 70-year-olds who ate this way had a 20% better chance of living longer, which translated to about 2 to 3 extra years of life. The beauty of this habit is its simplicity. You don't need to count calories or ban entire food groups. You just focus on adding more of the good stuff. Here's how you can start today. At breakfast, can you add a handful of berries to your oatmeal or yogurt? At lunch, can you add a side salad or some sliced tomatoes to your sandwich? For dinner, can you add an extra vegetable to whatever you're already making? If you're having pasta, just toss in some spinach or roasted peppers. Make snacks an opportunity for color. Instead of reaching for processed crackers, grab an apple, a handful of carrots, or some snap peas. Explore the produce aisle and try one new fruit or vegetable each week. Think of it as a little culinary adventure. By focusing on whole, unprocessed foods, you naturally start to limit the things that can accelerate aging, like too much sugar and refined grains, without ever feeling deprived. This isn't a diet. It's a lifestyle that celebrates abundance. It's about nourishing your body with the protective compounds found in nature. By making your plate more colorful, you're not just eating food. You are telling your cells to be resilient, to fight off damage, and to work their best. Habit number 5, the strength signal, protecting your most valuable asset. As we get older, we tend to worry about our heart health and our weight, but we often overlook what might be the single most important factor for a long and independent life: our muscle. After age 40, we all naturally start to lose muscle in a process called sarcopenia. This loss picks up speed after 60, and it's not just about how we look. Muscle is our metabolic engine, our armor against falls, and our reservoir of strength for everyday life. This is why our 5th tiny habit is so critical: sending a regular strength signal to your body through resistance training. Now, when you hear resistance training, you might picture bodybuilders lifting giant weights. But the reality is much simpler and easier. Resistance training is just any activity that makes your muscles work against a force. You can do it with your own body weight, with simple resistance bands, or with light handheld weights. The goal isn't to become a power lifter. It's to fight back against the natural decline of muscle and bone. Why is this non-negotiable for longevity? Because having good muscle mass is a powerful predictor of survival in older adults. Stronger muscles mean better balance and stability, which dramatically reduces the risk of falls and fractures that can be life-altering. Muscle is also metabolically active. The more muscle you have, the better your body uses glucose, which helps prevent type 2 diabetes. In fact, combining aerobic exercise with resistance training is the most effective way to improve physical function and even reverse frailty in older adults. The tiny habit here is to work in 2 to 3 short resistance training sessions a week. You don't even need a gym. You can start right in your living room. A great starting point is the simple chair squat. Stand in front of a sturdy chair and slowly lower yourself like you're about to sit, then push back up to standing. Try for 8 to 12 repetitions. Another great one is a wall push-up. Stand facing a wall, place your hands on it, and slowly bend your elbows to bring your chest toward the wall, then push back. To make this a lasting habit, pair it with the other habits we've talked about. Maybe on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, you do your 10-minute walk and then follow it with 10 minutes of these simple strength exercises. It's also really important to pair this strength signal with enough protein. As we age, our bodies get less efficient at using protein to build muscle. This means we actually need more protein than younger folks to get the same benefit. Many experts now suggest that older adults aim for about 25 to 35 grams of protein with each meal. That could be a chicken breast, a piece of salmon, a cup of Greek yogurt, or a combo of beans and rice. Spreading your protein out through the day works much better than having most of it in one big dinner. Think of this habit as sending a direct message to your body. We are not shutting down. We are rebuilding. Each repetition is an investment in your future freedom. The freedom to carry your own groceries, play with your grandkids, and move through the world with confidence and strength for years to come. Habit number 6, the healthiest happy hour, reevaluating your relationship with alcohol. For many of us, a glass of wine with dinner or a beer with friends is a cherished ritual, a way to unwind and connect. For years, we even heard that moderate drinking might be good for the heart. However, newer and better research is painting a more cautious picture, especially for those of us over 60. This leads to our 6th habit, which isn't about quitting entirely, but about taking a mindful look at alcohol's role in your life. The tiny habit is to be intentional with your drinking, or even to consider replacing that ritual with something equally enjoyable, but definitely healthy. This is so important after 60 because our bodies change. We metabolize alcohol more slowly, so it stays in our system longer and we feel the effects more strongly. This can mess with our balance and coordination, raising the risk of falls. What's more, that old idea that moderate drinking helps you live longer is being seriously challenged. Recent studies suggest that when you compare moderate drinkers to people who have never had alcohol, there's no real life-extending benefit, and there may even be an increased risk of certain health issues. Alcohol can also interact badly with many common medications, making them less effective or causing dangerous side effects. It can make chronic conditions like high blood pressure worse, and it can disrupt the precious sleep we've already established is so vital. So what does this tiny habit look like? It starts with being aware. The recommended guideline for older adults is no more than 1 standard drink per day for both men and women. A standard drink is smaller than you might think. 5 ounces of wine, 12 ounces of beer, or 1.5 ounces of spirits. If you drink more than this, the habit could be to simply cut back to meet that guideline. But you could also go a step further and redefine your happy hour. What is it about that drink you really enjoy? Is it the taste? The way it signals the end of the day? The social part? Think about alternatives that can fill that same need. There's a whole new world of sophisticated and tasty non-alcoholic beers, wines, and spirits out there, where you could create a new ritual around brewing a special herbal tea, mixing a fizzy seltzer with a splash of cranberry and a lime, or enjoying a good decaf coffee. This isn't about judgment. It's about making a conscious choice that aligns with your goal of living a long and healthy life. By being mindful about alcohol, you're protecting your brain, your bones, and your heart. And a quick but crucial note on smoking. If you are a smoker, the single most powerful thing you can do for your longevity is to quit. The benefits start almost immediately. Within a year of quitting, your excess risk of heart disease is cut in half. If you quit at age 60, you can still add about 3 years to your life expectancy. It is never, ever too late to make that change. Habit number 7, the CEO mindset, proactively managing your health. Our final habit is a shift in mindset. It's about going from being a passive patient to being the active and engaged CEO of your own health. As we get older, managing chronic conditions like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, or diabetes becomes a huge part of the longevity puzzle. The tiny habit here is to proactively monitor and manage these conditions every single day. High blood pressure, often called the silent killer, is a perfect example. A majority of adults over 60 have it. If you don't control it, it forces your heart to work overtime and dramatically increases your risk for heart attack, stroke, and even dementia. The risk of death from heart disease and stroke actually doubles with every 20-point jump in your top blood pressure number. But this isn't a statistic to be afraid of. It's a statistic to empower you, because this is a number you can control. The habit is to regularly check your key health numbers, and stick to the treatment plan your doctor gives you. This means taking your medications as prescribed every day. It means getting a home blood pressure cuff and taking readings regularly so you really understand your body's patterns. A major study called the SPRINT trial found that when people aggressively manage their blood pressure to a lower target, their risk of death from cardiovascular causes dropped by 43%, and their risk of death from any cause dropped by 27%. This shows the incredible power of being proactive. It doesn't just prevent bad things from happening. It actively promotes a longer, healthier life. Being the CEO of your health means being prepared for your doctor's appointments. Don't just show up. Before you go, write down your questions. Keep a log of your blood pressure readings or blood sugar levels. Note any new symptoms. This turns your appointment into a productive, collaborative conversation. You become a partner in your own care. This habit applies to everything. Scheduling your regular checkups and screenings. Following through on the lifestyle changes your doctor recommends, which, not surprisingly, are the very habits we've been talking about today: gentle movement, a colorful diet, and quality sleep. Adopting the CEO mindset transforms healthcare from something that happens to you into something you actively direct. It's about taking ownership and realizing that your daily choices are the most powerful tools you have. You've just learned 7 powerful, yet simple, habits backed by science to help you live a longer, healthier life. But knowing is only half the battle. The real magic happens when you start doing. You don't have to change your entire life overnight. That's a recipe for feeling overwhelmed. The secret is to start small. So, here is your challenge. Pick just one of these habits. Just one. Whichever one feels easiest or most appealing to you right now. Maybe it's the 10-minute walk. Maybe it's standing up during commercial breaks. Commit to practicing just that one habit for the next week. I would love to hear which one you're going to try. Let me know in the comments below which habit you're choosing to start with this week. Your journey can inspire someone else to begin theirs. And if you found this helpful and want more simple, science-backed tips to thrive after 60, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's next. The path to a longer life isn't a sprint. It's a marathon made up of thousands of tiny, consistent steps. It's not about grand, heroic gestures. It's about the quiet, daily decisions you make. The decision to take a short walk instead of staying on the couch. The decision to add a handful of spinach to your dinner. The decision to go to bed and wake up at the same time. Each of these habits, on its own, might seem small, but when you stack them together, day after day, they create a powerful upward spiral of health. They compound over time, building a resilient body and a sharp mind that can carry you through the decades with energy and joy. You hold the power to change your future starting today, not with an extreme diet or an impossible workout, but with a single, tiny habit. Choose one, start today, and take the first step toward the healthier, longer life you deserve. Thanks for watching.